Am I the a-hole for saying I should have let my mom kill herself since she's defending my sister, not me? I, 26 female, have recently found out my boyfriend Robbie, 28 male of 4 years, has been cheating on me with my younger sister Ellie, 25 female, for the past 6 months. He accidentally sent a text meant for Ellie to me. It didn't have her name, but it sounded so strange with how we usually talk to each other. I grew suspicious and made a decision to go through his phone during the middle of the night while he was asleep. There, I found months of texts exchanged between them. Flirting, sexting, planning dates, and making fun of me. I was furious, too pissed to go to sleep, and ended up confronting Robbie the moment he was coherent enough to understand what I was saying. Robbie admitted to cheating on me with Ellie, not that I needed him to and that it wasn't his fault, and he didn't mean a word of what he said about me in the texts. They apparently hooked up during the time back in June because I was recovering from heart valve surgery and couldn't handle not having his junk wet constantly, so Ellie offered to sleep with him after he complained about it to her. I told him to shut the heck up, dragged out a suitcase from the closet, and told him to put whatever he can fit into it. I told him that I'll pack up the rest and ship to wherever he was staying. Robbie just nodded, started packing, and then called his mom so he could stay at her place. I calmed down enough by the time I left to go stay at his mom, lay down for a nap, and confronting Ellie over text once I ate. I told her that I didn't care what her excuses were. She was a crappy sister who banged my boyfriend at the first opportunity she got, and that she'd never see me again if I could help it. Once Ellie saw it, she sent me a barrage of texts similar to Robbie's BS earlier, confirming what he said about how the cheating started and just making herself look worse. I blocked her. I eventually explained what happened to my dad, my mom, and my other sister Talia, 27 female. My dad and Talia were horrified to hear what Ellie did to me and said they would talk with her. My mom, however, confessed to admitting to knowing the affair was happening and letting it happen without telling me because Robbie treated your sister so well, and that Ellie was in love with him and deserved to be after what happened with her ex. To be clear, Ellie's ex was her college boyfriend, and a relationship she ruined herself by trying to push him into an open relationship because she found one of their classmates hot. I was so shocked by this that I ended up not even speaking to my mom for a couple of days until she called me and begged for me to forgive Ellie and made more excuses for my sister's behavior. This happened after I just sent the rest of Robbie's stuff to his mom, so it infuriated even more than it typically would. Out of pure rage, I told my mom that I shouldn't have stopped her from ending herself 2 years ago, since she's so invested in defending my sister when I was the one who got betrayed. There was just silence on the other end for a few seconds, and then my mom hung up. My mom tried to end herself 2 years ago through cutting her wrists when she and my dad were majorly considering divorcing, with my dad flat out living in a different city than her. I'd walked in on her right when she was about to do it and managed to get the knife out of her hands. My mom then spent some time in a mental health facility and attending therapy, which I ended up paying half for until she gained more financial stability. I stayed days at a time to comfort her and make sure she didn't hurt herself when she was feeling depressed. Now, my dad and sister have told me that even though what my mom did was horrible, I shouldn't have said that of all thanks to her. It felt good to say in the moment, but now I feel so horrible about it. I just want someone else's opinion on this. Now for the top comments. I'm going to say everyone sucks here with the a-holeness mainly being on your mom though. You clearly have done a lot for your mom over the years, and she slaps you in the face with this. However, those words can't truly be taken back. And I think that maybe depending on why your mom and dad were about to get divorced, could be skewing her perspective and Allie's betrayal of you. Hugs, and also try to relax. I know you've had 6 months to recover, but you had heart surgery regardless. Their near divorce was caused by my mom's reckless spending and gambling, which he had dipped into their retirement fund for. That was my dad's final straw that made him temporarily move out until he reconciled with my mom. Your sister really is her mother's daughter. Ugh. Sorry, Opie. You'll find someone who isn't garbage someday. Do yourself a favor and stop engaging with your mom and sister. Yeah, it's turning you into a person that doesn't sound like you want to be. OP, your mom thought it was great for her daughter Allie and ex-boyfriend to cheat on you while you were in hospital for heart surgery. Heart surgery is always a serious procedure. You took care of mom when she was down and even paid for her treatment and spent a lot of time with her. You don't owe her anything. Allie can take care of her. You have to care for yourself and you have a good start here. Don't be apologizing to anyone for anything. Was saying I should have just let you end yourself a bit too much? Yep. But your mom turning a blind eye to your sister cheating on you while you were getting a major cardiac surgery and even explaining it away as a good thing for your sister is so not on. Your mom certainly does not want the best for you, does she? Best to go no contact with her and Ellie. Remember, the best revenge is a life well lived. You go show Robbie, Allie, and your mom how well you can live your life from now on. Not the a-hole. Absolutely agree. Why does your sister's heartache over a relationship that it sounds like she ruined all on her own trump your happiness and your sister's incredibly crappy behavior? Yes, what you said to your mom was as harsh as it could possibly be, but she has repeatedly not only refused to criticize her sister's behavior, but has tried to justify and defend it. She deserves the comment you made, frankly. Why do I feel like the mom sees herself in Allie? Because she's probably depressed and has low self-esteem based on her behavior. Hope your mom isn't cheating on your dad, because her making excuses for your sister makes me think that. Yep, exactly this. I had a friend who obviously had low self-esteem, and she would steal people's boyfriends, pretty much just to prove that she could and to make her feel better about herself. She did it to me twice, LMAO. The relationship never lasted, of course. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my daughter a kidney because she said she doesn't care if I'm scared? My 38 female daughter, 21 female, is suffering from kidney failure. We have been estranged for 3 years, and it was due mainly to the fact that she was taking her health issues as well as her fights with her dad, 38 male, and stepmom, 31 female, out on me. I spent hundreds of my husband Ethan, 49 male, and I's money on making therapy for my daughter, but she has remained bitter and difficult. Ethan and I have 2 kids, 9 male and 11 male. I had to give up quite a bit in terms of career prospects due to my first pregnancy. My parents also disowned me, but then Ethan helped me get a degree in accounting and also a real estate license. I have connections from Ethan that are helping me do nearly 6 figures in real estate commissions. And I just joined an accounting firm that hired me based on the client connections I have from Ethan. Now I'm working 50-hour weeks, but love it because I am finally earning 6 figures. And Ethan's business is also at a place where he can work at home. My daughter at this point was mostly low contact since she turned 18, but now she's back because she needs a kidney. I made a mistake of letting friends know about her situation, and everybody I know from my mommy groups from when my daughter was born started dogpiling on me saying, "You gotta do this, mama," and like I'd be held down to get my kidney. Because of this pressure, despite Ethan saying no, I went to the doctor and found out I was a match. I tried to reach out to my daughter's dad to see if he's a match, but her stepmom had apparently already called her, screaming that her dad was the provider for her and 3 kids. So how dare she ask this of a father? My ex said that his duty was obviously to his wife and minor kids, so no testing for him. And so he and everybody else just wanted to be my kidney. I tried to communicate to my daughter that I'm afraid of surgery. I was too new to take that much time from work, so I'd likely be working while in pain. She replied asking, "Doesn't Ethan make a lot of money?" I told her again how risky surgery was, and she said, echoing my friends, "I don't care. This isn't about you." I was so furious from that conversation that when I went to see the doctor and the doctor asked if somebody was coercing me, I told him at this point I'd rather die than continue to serve my ungrateful, rude daughter. I said I indeed felt coerced, and if I did it, I'd probably have burning resentment towards the recipient and the doctors if I woke up in pain. The doctor immediately said I'm therefore not a compatible donor and that I should never feel like I'm a prisoner. I told my friends and Ethan this, and while Ethan just asked if I was okay and that the boys and him need me, my friends were furious and tried to shame me online with "what kind of mother posts." They're insisting I go back and say I was lying, and I've changed my mind. Design something showing I wasn't coerced and get it notarized if it's what it takes. Am I the a-hole? You shouldn't have shared the information with your circle. It was your decision. The doctor immediately said I'm therefore not a compatible donor. You didn't need to let anyone know that the lack of compatibility was due to your unwillingness. That's also no one else's business. Yeah, the doctors will tell everyone you're not compatible if you're unwilling. It's a shame you told anyone that you were. Not the a-hole, however. The only reason she is the a-hole is because she can't keep her mouth shut. She had her kid when she was 16/17, so she's probably stuck in that emotional level where you need to share everything publicly with everyone. Hard agree. Teen mothers for some reason get emotionally stuck for life at the age they had their first child. I've seen it repeatedly. A psychiatrist once told me that if a child goes through a very traumatic experience, they tend to never grow emotionally beyond the age their trauma happens. It explained so much about my sweet mother and why she seems so childlike. Info: why did she go no/low contact at 18? I feel like there's a lifetime of interactions that you're neglecting in this story. I agree with others. OP doesn't owe her kid a kidney. But context is important in providing a verdict here. If OP said something like, "I don't want to donate my kidney because doc said it will greatly increase my risk of kidney failure in the next year," that's a totally legit reason and a tough decision. Here, OP's tone is very dismissive and disgusted. So if the reason is I don't want to donate my kidney because my daughter already ruined my life by being born, and I'm sick of her dumb health stuff anyway, yeah, that's being an a-hole. The OP sounds like she checked out her daughter's life years ago. Like she's resentful this girl cost her the chance of a career and her parents. I'm horrified that she's referencing the hundreds she and her husband, sitting, combined, at over $200,000 a year it seems, spent in therapy with the daughter and only apparently because of the behavioral problems. Like that's even a bare minimum. The characterization of her teenage daughter taking out her anxieties related to her health on her mom is also so incredibly self-involved. Like you have a teenager facing a serious enough kidney disorder that by the time she was 21, she wound up already needing to think about a transplant, and somehow you make her anxieties about you? It's gross. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my dad that I don't care that his stepdaughter died? I'm 28 male. My mama died not long after I was born. Dad married Tina when I was 7. She had a daughter also 7 from a previous relationship named Diana. Me and Diana did not get along. Diana was spoiled, and to adult me, it was obvious she resented not being the only child anymore. She took it out on me. She would break my toys and steal my stuff, and lie to get me in trouble. I would complain to Dad and Tina, but they told me to get over it. If I did the same, I would get punished. It only got worse as we got older. I felt abandoned by my dad. I often felt lonely in my house. So I guess you guys can see who the golden child was. At 16, Diana spread a nasty rumor about me in school and I almost got expelled. Diana got caught lying and got suspended. Of course, Dad and Tina blamed me for this. That was the last straw for me. I rang my cousin Shyla from my mom's side and told her what's been happening. She came over to my house angry at Tina and Dad and gave them a piece of her mind. Dad said if it bothered her so much, then she was welcome to have me. That was a blow to my heart to hear my own dad say that to me. So me and Shyla went to pack my stuff. Diana's room was open, and she was sitting on her bed smirking at me. We got my stuff and we left. I haven't looked back since. Over the years, Dad or even Diana tried to contact me, but I would block all attempts. Now, a week ago, Shyla visited me. She told me that she got a message from Dad, for me. I was surprised she even mentioned Dad since she knew how I felt about him. She told me that Diana was in a fatal accident and didn't make it. She said he was wanting to talk to me. Shyla handed me his number and said it's up to me. I did ring him, out of curiosity more than anything. He didn't even recognize my voice. But when I told him it was me, he broke down crying and most of the time I couldn't make sense of what he was saying. When he calmed down, he said my sister died and it's time to come back home and make things right with each other. I asked, "What sister? I have no sister." He started crying and saying, "Don't do this. She doesn't deserve this." This enraged me and I just let out all my anger, hurt, and frustration I had felt towards them and ended with, "I don't care if she had died." My girlfriend who was beside me took my phone off and ended the call for me. Glad she did, before I had said any more. She told me later that I could have been more understanding. I've had time to think over and wonder if she is right and am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. You've more or less moved on from your dad's rejection and you owe him nothing at this point. Could you have been more empathetic? Sure. But he threw away your love and empathy when you were 16. On a side note, you need to have a very serious conversation with your girlfriend about how you were treated growing up. It can be hard for people who didn't grow up with crappy parents/families to understand that just because their family was good is not a case for you, and there is no hope for reconciliation. The second paragraph is a vital lesson. Reflect. Get therapy if you feel that it would help. Do not let intergenerational trauma affect your future children. You owe it to your loved ones, and above all yourself, to make sure you are well. It also for your relationship. It's vital that your girlfriend understands, so she won't set something up behind your back for reconciliation between you and your dad. I've read many stories on here with people, often women, who do this, and it breaks people up. I agree. OP, you have a lot of hurts bottled up for over 21 years of putting up with golden child Diana, and then being disregarded by your dad and stepmother, only for him to throw you away like nothing. You deserved better and now he's coming back to you because stepsis died. Please get some therapy and allow your girlfriend to attend if you are comfortable doing so, because she would understand you better in a controlled, safe environment like therapy. Not the a-hole. I'ma be real. What the heck is this nonsense with y'all thinking he needs to make sure his girlfriend understands? If someone starts taking the side of the person who hurt you, you should be seriously questioning your relationship. His girlfriend cares more about the feelings of a complete stranger than she does her boyfriend. He needs to talk to girlfriend now because there are dozens of posts where the person who had a good childhood thinks they need to ambush their partner and all the abuse will magically be forgiven. There was one just this week where the girlfriend invited boyfriend's mother who abandoned him to his birthday party, even though he told her not to. He broke up with her the same day, and now she's crying in Reddit asking how to get him back. OP, your girlfriend might not do this, but you need to make her realize the gravity of the situation. You are not the a-hole, and she is the one who needs to be understanding to the trauma your father, stepmother, and stepsister caused. He's only reaching out now because his golden child is gone, and he wants to make sure he will have a kid to take care of him in his old age.